Hi everyone, welcome back to Faith and Flour. If this is your first time here, I'm Robin. Welcome. This week I have been sort of trying to get back on track after being sick and getting our new home renovation back on track as well. So Patrick and I are still working in the kitchen, and so I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. Like I said, this process is a little bit slow, but it's always fun when we get a new element completed. And we've had some holdups waiting on electricians and plumbers and things like that, so it's still going to be a little while. But here we are unpacking the hood that will go over the new range that we're expecting to be delivered. I'm sure you've been hearing the issues about the supply chain, and it's definitely been affecting us as far as we are still waiting on back-ordered cabinet and drawer fronts from IKEA, and the range that we ordered was really hard to find because so many of them are out of stock. Originally, I thought we were going to use the range that was part of this kitchen before we demoed it. We have saved it. It's not possible to have gas in the house, it's just electricity, so an induction range is what I really wanted. It looked like it was going to take quite a long time to be able to find one in stock anywhere, and I got lucky after doing some research and found one, and fingers crossed it's going to be delivered in a few weeks. Before it arrives, we would like to have the hood installed because it would just be a little easier to access. And we also have to make sure about the measurements here, just like pretty much anywhere in the kitchen. But this is going to be such a visual element. We want to make sure that we've done our due diligence in measuring twice and cutting once, as they say. So Patrick made a template, and we made sure that visually it was going to look right in between the cabinets that we're installing. It was fairly easy to get it up there. Of course, we will still have to have a little bit of duct work done to get it actually functioning, but having everything ready to go is going to make it so much easier when we're ready to, get it up there permanently. To me, it's exciting just seeing it up on the wall. It is stainless steel. It's got a white and blue plastic covering over it that you're supposed to remove after it's installed, just to protect it from scratches. And then we had a lower cabinet. This is going to be the corner cabinet that was ready to install as well. And IKEA's system is that you put a rail on the wall, as you could see, and then the cabinet sort of is supported by that rail in the back, and then you add legs to the bottom. So far it seems like a good system, and it's pretty straightforward, so not too difficult to install, but of course there are always little adjustments that have to be made as you go. Things are also slow because we're both working and we just have to grab time when we have it, mostly in the evenings. We have a 3-day weekend coming up, so we're hoping to get even more knocked out, and I will definitely be showing you that in a future video. I've had questions from a few of you about what I'm doing for Bible study this year. So I am reading through the Bible once again using the Bible recap. I have a group of friends that I meet with at church, and we are really committed to continuing to do this as long as we can. We really enjoy the accountability that we get from each other, and we love this format. We learn so much every year. You might think it's boring to go through the entire Bible each year and then just start over again, but it is amazing to see how God reveals to each one of us new things in His Word every year. It's never boring. The Bible recap is completely free and available to everyone, so I will put the information and links down in the description box so you can find out more. Also, while we are in this transitional phase, I use the table in the Airstream sort of as my office during the day. Patrick has a spot inside the house, and Things are a little bit crazy, but I am still keeping up with the regular duties of homemaking, like washing dishes, even though it has to happen in our laundry room. A lot of you have let me know that you have lived through renovations, and that's a huge encouragement to me, especially when I hear stories about having to wash your dishes for 6 months or so in the bathtub. So I'm really grateful for this sink in our laundry room. It's not ideal, but I'm very grateful for it, and I know that it could be a lot harder. We are also very grateful to have our Airstream where we can sleep, eat, and even cook. Although we don't have the water hooked up. It's not ideal in that way, but we have water in the house. So I've come up with a little system to keep a water supply in the Airstream. Initially, we bought a couple of large jugs of spring water, and when they were finished, we brought our Berkey filter over, and now I just filter the tap water through the Berkey, refill the bottle, and then keep that either in the refrigerator in the garage or in the Airstream, so I've got water in there. That way, when we're cooking or someone wants a drink of water, there are a few less trips back and forth between the Airstream and the house. As I was filming this, I realized that the label could be easily removed, and I think that looks better. Not only do I wash our dishes in here, but of course I need to do laundry as well. And again, I am so very grateful that the owners left their old washing machine and dryer behind. They aren't the latest and greatest, but they do function, and it has been so nice to have access to that so that I can keep on track with our family's laundry. I'm not back on track 100% as far as keeping up with my weekly cleaning routine. Everything has been shifted around. We are in flux. We're between two houses at this point in time. But having a washer and dryer in both locations has made it a little easier for me to keep on top of our laundry and keep my family in clean clothes. I'm still sorting the clothes the same way I always do. I like to do one wash that is washed in hot water, one warm water wash, and a cold water wash. And just sort of keeping up with those kind of things, keeping the systems that work in place has really helped me. The dinette area of our Airstream is serving a lot of purposes, but of course we eat our meals here too. Today we are having lunch, just Patrick and I, while Peyton's away at his work program. While we're eating, we are enjoying keeping up with the Olympics. This is something that both Patrick and I grew up really enjoying, and our family has always watched it in any spare moment that we have. So our time is really limited during this sort of season of our life. So when we do have a little bit of downtime, we do like to have the TV on so we can check in. When when lunch is over, it is back to laundry. I really like to knock out most of our laundry, at least our clothes, in just one day. That way, when the dryer's hot, the next load can go in. I feel that that really saves on electricity, and I feel like I can sort of check that box for the week. Even though laundry's piling up the very next day, I sort of have a sense of accomplishment in getting it completed. I also like to let a lot of our clothes air dry, for instance, our shirts, but I put them in the dryer for about 10 minutes because that really helps to release the wrinkles, and that way I don't have to iron so much either. So I pull those out and sort of straighten them up a little bit, put everything else back in the dryer and let that continue, and then I hang all of the shirts, and fortunately there's a small area in this laundry room where I can do that. When we renovate this laundry room area, I definitely would like to increase that space a little bit because I really love dealing with our shirts in this way, but also a lot of our other laundry. And of course, I needed to keep up with some cleaning in our new house, especially in the bathrooms. And I am investigating a few alternatives to my favorite way to clean, which is with microfiber cloths. I found some bamboo sort of microfiber cloths. So they are made of 100% bamboo. There aren't any synthetic fibers involved. And the reason why I'm interested in doing that, several of you have brought it to my attention, and I've looked into it a little further, that when you use microfiber cloths, or actually when you wash them, they release some microplastics into our water supply, which is not really a good thing. I have continued to use them because I feel like you sort of have to weigh both sides. Microfiber can reduce landfill waste because you don't have to buy extra products, and they're reusable. You can use them over and over again, but I want to investigate what else is out there. I was very pleasantly surprised to find that these bamboo microfiber cloths work really well on the mirrors, glass, and stainless steel that I tried them on. I used one cloth dampened with just water to clean, and then I dried the surface with a dry cloth. They did a fantastic job. The mirrors were sparkling clean and completely streak-free. I used it on the fixtures as well and was completely happy with the result. I did, however, try to use them to clean the countertop in the sink, and I just didn't love them as much as microfiber. I felt like it didn't sort of help to grab all of the lint and things like that quite as well. And I'm not 100% sure that they actually, grab all of the dirt and bacteria the same way. So I think I'm gonna keep on the hunt for something that will be a great alternative in that department. But I'm really glad to have discovered an alternative for the sort of shiny surfaces in our home. I will put these bamboo microfiber cloths in my Amazon store, and you can find the link for that down in the description box in case you'd like to check them out too. I hope that you are having an amazing week. And if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're in the middle of winter right now and looking forward to spring, I have one plant that is beginning to bloom, and I look forward to seeing the flowers on this plant each year. This was given to me by my Bible study friends, and actually it's a cutting from the original plant that just keeps going. And it's always the first thing to bloom in spring and just brings me so much joy. Thank you for spending your time with me here today. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't leave without giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. It's absolutely free. Leave me a comment below because I love hearing from you, and I will see you in the next video on Sunday. Until then, have a wonderful week.